This meeting is convened in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Act of New Jersey. Let the official minutes reflect that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by publishing a notice in Asbury Park Press on Tuesday, January 8, 2019, and also forwarded to Tom's River Times, Tom's River Patch, and WOBM News on Wednesday, January 3, 2019, and thereafter posting same on the Town Hall Bulletin Board for such notices and following same with the Township Clerk pursuant to resolution adopted by the Township Council on January 3, 2019. The notice was also posted on the Township webpage. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Yurick.
Here.
Councilman Kubel.
Present.
Councilwoman Maruka.
Present.
Councilman Roderick.
Here.
Councilman Turnbach.
Here.
Council Vice President Hill.
Here.
Council President Whitman.
Here.
First item, the approval of minutes from August 27, 2019.
Move the minutes.
Second.
Motion made by Councilwoman Maruka, seconded by Councilman Kubel. Councilwoman Maruka.
Yes.
Councilman Kubel.
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick.
Yes.
Councilman Roderick.
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach.
Yes.
Council Vice President Hill.
Yes.
Council President Whitman.
Yes.
Next, we have honoring resolutions and presentations, and tonight we will be celebrating the Toms River Township Police Department with their retirements, new hires, and promotions. The retirements will be Corporal Pamela Slavin, Sergeant Theodore Grobe, Sergeant Keith Deal, and Deputy Chief James Harris. The new hires, Eric Nelson, Tyler Pinto, Sean McNicholas, and Richard Galati. Then promotions would be Captain William Morsch, Lieutenant Guy Mayer, Sergeant Sean Ruiz, Sergeant Andrew Chincharik, Sergeant Frank Loria, and Detective Daniel Brennan.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilman Kubel, seconded by Councilwoman Maruka. Councilman Kubel.
Yes.
Councilwoman Maruka.
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick.
Yes.
Councilman Roderick.
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach.
Yes.
Council Vice President Hill.
Yes.
Council President Whitman.
Yes. Council, would you join me in the well? The mayor will make the presentations and swearing in of the officers.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this mix of emotions, because we've got promotions that are a happy event, new hires that are a happy event. We also have 4 people leaving, and that's mixed emotions as far as I'm concerned, because they're people that I've known for years and have done such a wonderful job for the town. The chief, I'm going to turn this over.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody, for coming, and as the mayor said, it is mixed emotions. We love to see new hires come in, but also we get to see other people leaving. But fortunately, they go on to sometimes bigger and better things. And as always, I want to thank the mayor, the council, Mr. Guardian, for all their support as always. We ask for something, and if it's possible, they do it. Pam Slayton is the first on our slate to retire. Unfortunately, she's not here tonight, but we'd like to congratulate her on her retirement. Next, I'd like to call Sergeant Ted Grover. Sergeant Ted Grover was born and raised in Denton, New Jersey. He was class 2 officer in the Market Township Police Department before being hired in 1995 by the Dover Township Police Department. Sergeant Grove had a combined 27 years of service as a police officer. He was a member of the Township Motorcycle Unit, Emergency Services Unit, a field training officer, an investigator for Richland County Narcotics Strike Force, and a firearms instructor. Sergeant Grove is married to his wife Jennifer, who is also a detective with the Township Police Department. They have 3 sons, Tyler, Cody, and Congratulations. good. Next retirement, Sergeant Keith Deal. Sergeant Keith Deal was appointed to the Toms River Police Department September 1994 and retired September 2019 after 25 years of dedicated service. Throughout his career, he served in the Operations Division as a patrol officer, patrol sergeant, field training officer, canine handler with his partner Simba, emergency service operator, emergency service supervisor, and emergency service assistant commander. He received various merit awards, life-saving awards, letters of appreciation throughout his career. Sergeant Deal is excited to spend more time with his wife Lynn, daughters Alexa, Lindsay, and Katie, and son Braden. Congratulations.
I just want to announce what he's doing to me. I remember him when he played Little League Baseball.
Absolutely. I grew up with his kids. I grew up with his kids. She wanted us to stand in front of the mic. Sure.
Last retirement, Deputy Chief James Harris. Deputy Chief Harris is a lifelong resident of Toms River. He graduated from high school east in 1990. While there, he started preparing for his law enforcement career by participating in the Dover Township Police Explorer program. Upon graduation, he attended Monmouth College, continued his professional development by serving as a special law enforcement officer in Lavallette. Upon receiving his bachelor's degree in criminal justice, Deputy Chief Harris obtained a position with the Dover Township Police Department as a patrol officer in 1994. Since then, he's had the opportunity to serve in many capacities throughout his agency. Aside from patrol, he served as a traffic safety officer, as a member of the Underwater Recovery Unit, a member of the Motorcycle Unit, and worked undercover narcotics assigned to the Ocean County Narcotics Strike Force. In the community, he served for many years as an EMT with the East Dover First Aid Squad, as well as serving as a firefighter, president, and now life member of the Silverton Volunteer Fire Company. He continued with his formal education by attending and graduating from Monmouth University with a master's in criminal justice administration, as well as attending the FBI National Academy in Quantico, Virginia. As a sergeant, he worked in patrol as well as special operations. As a lieutenant, he continued as commander of special operations as well as assistant bureau commander of the Operations Bureau. In 2015, he transferred into professional standards and eventually was promoted to the rank of captain and later deputy chief in charge of our administration bureau, and was retiring after 25 years of dedicated service. Jim, his wife Anne-Marie, and two children, Jimmy and Anastasia, continue to live in Toms River. Jim, thank you so much for all your service. All retirements are done. So with that now, the appointments to actually fill these vacancies. First up is Officer Richard Galati, badge number 445. Let me just read his bio real quick. Officer Galati III was born in Toms River and raised in Berkeley Township by his parents Richard and Jamie Lynn Galati. He graduated from Central Regional High School in 2014. Upon graduation, Officer Galati attended the College of New Jersey, where he earned a bachelor's degree in criminology. While attending the College of New Jersey, he began employment for the Toms River Police Department as a Special Law Enforcement Officer Class 1, where he remained for 2 years. He is currently attending Monmouth County Police Academy, where he graduated in December of 2019. Officer Galati is joined today by his mother, Jamie Lynn, his father, Richard, and his brother, Ryan. He would like to thank his family for their unconditional love and support in achieving his dream of becoming a police officer with the Toms River Police Department. Congratulations.
Please raise your right hand and repeat it. You say, I, state your name, please.
I, Richard Galati,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United
and the
States
Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the
and to
same
the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United
and
States
in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties of the office of Toms River Police Officer
perform all the duties of the Toms River Township Police Officer
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Oh, yeah.
Next appointment to police officer is Officer Sean McNicholas, badge number 444. Sean is a graduate of Wall High School, Brookdale Community College, and University of Maryland, where he received his bachelor degree in criminal justice and criminology. He began his law enforcement career as a Class II officer with the Seagirt Police Department, graduating the Monmouth County Police Academy in May of 2019. Officer McNicholas is excited to continue his law enforcement career with the Toms River Police Department. He is very grateful for the opportunity he's been given and is ready to uphold the mission and values of the Toms River Police Department. It's very important for Officer McNicholas to thank his family and friends for their continued support in accomplishing his ambition to become a police officer. Congratulations.
And repeat after me. Say, I, state your name, please.
I, Sean McNicholas,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United
and the
States
Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and to the
same
governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly,
perform all the duties of the office of Toms River Police Officer
that I will perform all the duties of office of Toms River Police
to
Officer
the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. And earlier in life, I represented the outfit. They're going from 17 to 1800.
Oh, picture. Next appointment, Officer Tyler Pinto, badge number 443. Officer Pinto, a longtime resident of Toms River, New Jersey, is one of 4 children raised by Carlos and Gail Pinto. He graduated from Toms River High School North in 2012. Upon graduation, he attended Stockton University in Galloway. At Stockton University, he was a member of the men's track and field and cross-country teams. In addition, he worked as a residential assistant for 3 years. He graduated magna cum laude with a bachelor degree in criminal justice with a concentration in forensic psychology in 2016. Following graduation, he has been a member of the coaching staff of the boys track and field team at Toms River High School North for past 3 years. In 2017, he began working toward a career in law enforcement as a special law enforcement officer Class 1 at the Lavalette Police Department. In 2018, he began working as a special law enforcement officer Class 1 at Toms River Police Department in the municipal jail. Tyler would like to take this opportunity to thank his family and friends for their continued love and support of his goals. Additionally, he would like to extend a special thank you to his parents, Carlos and Gail, for supplying him with every opportunity to be successful throughout life. Congratulations.
Repeat after me. State your name.
I, Tyler Pinto,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United
and the
States
Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
and the Constitution of the State of New
That I will
Jersey,
bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the
and
United
in this
States
state
and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people,
And that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties of the office of Toms River Police Officer
perform all the duties of the office of the Toms River Township Police Officer
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Tyler, congratulations.
And the last appointment, Officer Eric Nelson, badge number 442. Officer Eric Nelson was born and raised in Clinton, Tennessee. He graduated a bachelor's degree in psychology from the University of Tennessee in 2009, where he also met his wife Pamela, who is from Mayetta, New Jersey. Officer Nelson began his law enforcement career with the New York City Police Department in 2013 and was a member of the shooting reduction team in the South Bronx 44th Precinct. He also served with the Murfreesboro Police Department in Tennessee, where he was a member of the Street Crimes Unit and SWAT team. Before joining the Toms River Police Department, Officer Nelson was a trooper with the Oregon State Police and assigned to the Salem Area Command. He's like 82. He is excited to be back in New Jersey and closer to his family. Officer Nelson is joined today with his wife Pamela and one-year-old daughter Lily. When Officer Nelson is not working, he enjoys spending time with his family, being outdoors, and cooking. Congratulations.
Eric, repeat after me. State your name.
I, Eric Nelson,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United
and the
States
Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
and the Constitution of the State of New
That I
Jersey,
will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the
and
same
to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties of the office of Toms River Township Police Officer
perform all the duties of the office of the Toms River Township Police Officer
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Okay, promotions, starting with Detective Daniel Brennan, badge number 290. Detective Brennan graduated from the Ocean County Police Academy in 1989. He was employed as a Class II officer for Seaside Heights. From 1990 to 1992, he was employed as a police officer for Fairfax County Police, where he served as a patrolman in the Mount Vernon District Station. From 1992 to 1998, he was employed as a fraud investigator for New Jersey Department of Insurance. In December of 1998, he graduated from New Jersey Division of Criminal Justice Academy in Seagirt. From 1998 to 2000, he was employed by the New Jersey Division of Criminal Justice, where he conducted large-scale insurance fraud investigations. In April 2000, he was hired by the Dover Township Police Department. He has served in the patrol division and was trained as an evidence technician. Detective Brennan was a school resource officer at Toms River High School South for the last year, leading up to him being promoted to detective. Detective Brennan is joined tonight by his wife of 27 years, Eileen. Congratulations. He just let you out.
I just want to say, as we go into these promotions, we had 4 talented people retire, and you heard all of their qualifications. But one great thing about this department and the chief is that we have a great bench waiting to be sworn in and elevated, and listen to all of the qualifications of these people and know that we're all going to be in good shape going forward. So please raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Daniel Brennan,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
I will support the Constitution of the United
the
States,
Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
I will bear true faith and allegiance to the
and
same,
to the governments established in the United States
to the governments established in the United
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and I will faithfully,
I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties of detective, Toms River Township Police Department,
perform all the duties of the office of detective of
Toms River,
Toms River Police Department,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
You worked in too many places. Yeah, you gotta get paid. Promotion to Sergeant, Frank Loria, badge number 308. Sergeant Frank Loria is a graduate of Toms River High School East. After high school, he joined the United States Marine Corps, advancing to the rank of corporal. He served our country honorably and received numerous awards and commendations during his enlistment. After his service, he attended William Patterson University, where he majored in history and was a member of the Beta Phi Epsilon. Sergeant Loria graduated from the Passaic County Police Academy and started his law enforcement career with the Prospect Park Police Department. There, he was a recipient of the Passaic County 200 Club Award for his actions during a multi-unit house fire. He proudly joined the ranks of the Toms River Police Department in June of 2001. He's been assigned to a patrol, working primarily on the evening shift. Sergeant Loria has served as a field training officer and has received several awards and letters of appreciation for his service. Sergeant Loria resides in Toms River with the love of his life, Amy, and their children, Autumn and Aaron. He would like to thank all the family and friends for their continued support and love, for whom he could not have attained this achievement. Congratulations.
State your name.
I, Frank Loria,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United
and the
States
Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
I will bear true faith and allegiance to the
and to the
same,
governments established in the United States
to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
And I will faithfully,
And I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly
and justly
perform all the duties of the office of Sergeant, Toms River Police Department,
perform all the duties of office of sergeant in the Toms River Police
according to the best of my ability.
Department, according to the best of my ability.
So help me.
So help me God.
Next promotion to Sergeant Andrew Chincherek, badge number 338. These are getting longer, so bear with me. Sergeant Andrew Chincherek grew up in Toms River and is third-generation police officer. He's followed in the footsteps of his late grandfather, Thomas Murphy, who retired as a sergeant with the Newark Police Department, and his father, Andrew Chincherek, who retired as a detective with the Newark Police Department. Sergeant Chincherek graduated from Toms River High School East in 1997. He attended Rutgers University and Western Maryland College, receiving his bachelor's degree in sociology in 2003. He began his law enforcement career in April of 2004 as a recruit in the Burlington County Police Academy for New Jersey Transit Police Department. In April of 2005, Sergeant Chincherek was hired by the Toms River Police Department. During his time as a patrol officer, he was honored as a recipient of the Class B and Class C and Merit Awards. In 2012, Sergeant Chincherek was assigned to the Ocean County Prosecutor's Office Special Operations Group. From 2013 to 2018, Sergeant Chincherek was assigned to the Department's Special Enforcement Team, specializing in narcotic-related investigations. From 2014 to 2018, he served on the Department's Emergency Service Unit. In February of 2018, Sergeant Chincherek was promoted to detective and signed to the Criminal Investigation Bureau, where he served until his promotion to sergeant. Sergeant Chincherek is joined today by his wife Tara and their two children, Rylin and Charlie, along with family and friends. Congratulations.
I, repeat your name,
I, Andrew Chincherek,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the government established in the
and
United
in this state
States and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties of the office of Sergeant, Toms River Police Department,
fulfill all the duties of office of Sergeant Toms River Police
according to the best of my ability,
Department to the best of my ability.
so help me God. Congratulations.
Promotion to Sergeant, I hope I have the right one here, Sergeant Sean Ruiz. We'll see. Sergeant Ruiz graduated from Toms River High School East and Montclair State University with a degree in physical education and health education. Born in Germany, he lived most of his life in Toms River and has recently moved to Bayville. Sergeant Ruiz began his law enforcement career in 2002 with the New York City Police Department, where he was assigned to the Transit Bureau Kings Task Force. In 2004, he was hired by the Toms River Police Department. As a patrol officer, Sergeant Ruiz was a recipient of the Excellent Police Duty Class B and Merit Awards, along with being named the PBA Officer of the Month. Sergeant Ruiz was assigned to the Underwater Recovery Team, Bicycle Unit, and Emergency Services Unit. Furthermore, Sergeant Ruiz was temporarily assigned to both the Ocean County Prosecutor's Office Special Operations Group and the Toms River Police Department's Special Enforcement Team, where he conducted narcotics investigations. Is this where the good part comes in? Sergeant Ruiz is joined today by his loving family, including his father, Roy Ruiz, who's a retired lieutenant from the Freehold Township Police Department, and his brother, Dan Ruiz, who is currently a sergeant with the Toms River Police Department. Congratulations. I got through.
Please raise it. State your name.
I, Sean Ruiz,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will
support the Constitution of the United
and the
States
Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the
and to the
same
governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United
and
States
in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties of the office of Sergeant, Toms River Police Department,
perform all the duties of the office of Sergeant, Toms River
according to the
Police
best of my
Department,
ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Okay, two more. Okay, next promotion to Lieutenant Guy Mayer, badge number 282. Lieutenant Guy Mayer is a graduate from Roselle Catholic High School and Rutgers University. He began his law enforcement career as a police officer in Roselle Park and a member of the Union County SWAT team before moving to Toms River. In 1998, he was hired as a police officer in Toms River, where he served as an evidence technician, drug recognition expert, use of force instructor, and emergency medical technician, field training officer, and PBA board member. In 2011, he was promoted to patrol squad sergeant, where he also served as an Alcatraz coordinator and police chaplain of the FOP. In 2013, Lieutenant Mayer was assigned to Special Operations, where he supervised the municipal jail, police garage, and vehicle fleet, and buildings and grounds, and communications. In 2016, he was then assigned to Professional Standards and serves as a training unit coordinator, accreditation manager, hiring process coordinator, internal affairs assistant, records manager, and intern and CAP student coordinator in his spare time. Lieutenant Mayer most recently earned his certification through Rutgers University as a certified public manager. Lieutenant Mayer is a proud resident of Toms River, where he and his beautiful wife of 26 years, Karen, raised 4 lovely daughters. Both Lieutenant Mayer and Karen are proud of all their daughters: Erica, who is attending Rutgers School of Dental Medicine; Caitlin, who is attending Pennsylvania State University; and Emily and Taylor, who are both students at High School East. Lieutenant Mayer would like to acknowledge and thank his family for all their love and support throughout his law enforcement career. Congratulations.
Everybody in the picture? I state your name.
I, Guy Mayer,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the
and
United
the
States,
Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
to the governments established in the United States
to the government established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties of the office of Lieutenant, Toms River Police Department,
perform all the duties of the office of Lieutenant of the Toms River Police Department
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
Promotion to Captain, Captain William Morse, badge number 267. Captain William Morse was born in Toms River and grew up in Beechwood, New Jersey. He graduated from Toms River South in 1991. He attended Ocean County College and graduated in 1994 with an associate's degree in criminal justice. He recently completed the Northwestern University School of Police Staff and Command, Class 445. In the summer of 1992, he began his law enforcement career as a Class 1 officer with the Seaside Heights Police Department. Captain Morse worked 3 more summers in Seaside Heights as a Class 2 officer before joining the Dover Township Police Department in July of 1995. Captain Morse was assigned to the Patrol Division for 13 years before being promoted to Sergeant on June 10, 2008. During this time in patrol, he worked as a field training officer, a firearms instructor, an investigator with the Ocean County Narcotics Strike Force, as well as an operator on the police department's emergency service unit. During his time as sergeant, he worked as an evening shift road supervisor, special operations sergeant in charge of traffic safety, and as the assistant commander of the emergency service unit. On November 11, 2014, Captain Morse was promoted to lieutenant. As a lieutenant, Captain Morse was assigned as the day shift commander, special operations lieutenant, and as a commander of ESU. Captain Morse held offices in both PBA and FOP, and is a former president of FOP Lodge 156. Captain Morse lives in Toms River with his wife Christine and their children Billy and Abby. Congratulations.
State your name, please.
I, William Morse,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
States and the Constitution of the State of New
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
Jersey, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the
and to the governments established in the United States
to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties of the office of Captain, Toms River Police Department,
perform all the duties of the office of Captain, Toms River Police Department,
according to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God. Congratulations.
Yes, that's good.
The council president just said to announce there's going to be a 5-minute break so that those folks who are part of these ceremonies tonight can leave if they want. You're welcome to stay, but not very people volunteer to stay.
Heather Shack. She was out in the hall.
Sorry.
You want to start, please?
Getting back to the agenda, number 7 is an ordinance of the Township of Toms River in the County of Ocean, New Jersey, amending and supplementing Section 477-50, Schedule 7 Stop Intersections of Chapter 477, Vehicles and Traffic, of the Township Code to establish a stop sign designation on Washington Avenue, stop intersection Washington Avenue and Trenton Avenue, stop sign to be installed on Washington Avenue. Final reading.
This is a portion of the meeting open for public comment in this ordinance. Anyone wishing to speak, please raise your hand and come to the microphone and state your name and address for the record. I guess we have to move the microphone over too, so Mr. Shinkelli, you do me a favor and move the microphone over?
Al has it.
Right here.
He'll get the doors.
We have to see.
Seeing none, move to close public comment.
All in favor?
Aye. Move the ordinance on final?
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Maruka, second by Councilman Turnbach. Councilwoman Maruka?
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach?
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick?
Yes.
Councilman Kubel?
Yes.
Councilman Roderick?
Yes.
Council Vice President Hill?
Yes.
Council President Whitman?
Yes.
Item 8 is an ordinance of the Township of Toms River in the County of Ocean, New Jersey, amending and supplementing Chapter 473, vacant and foreclosed properties of the Township Code to comply with the revised notice requirements for out-of-state creditors imposed by Public Law 2019, Chapter 66, final reading.
Again, this is a portion of the meeting open for public comment in this ordinance. Anyone wishing to speak on this ordinance, please raise your hand, come to the microphone and state your name and address for the record.
Seeing none, move to close public comment.
Second?
You
All in
wanted-
favor?
Wait.
Wait a minute, you have a comment on this?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
Okay. Okay, sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
Move the ordinance on final? Second?
Motion was made by Councilwoman Maruka, seconded by Councilwoman Yurick. Councilwoman Maruka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick?
Yes.
Councilman Kubel?
Yes.
Councilman Roderick?
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach?
Yes.
Council Vice President Hill?
Yes.
Council President Whitman?
Yes.
Item 9 is an ordinance of the Township of Toms River in the County of Ocean, New Jersey, authorizing the public sale of tax lot 35, block 190, Fillmore Street, in the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, to a contiguous property owner pursuant to NJSA 40A:12-13B5, final reading.
Again, this is a portion of the meeting open for public comment on this specific ordinance. Anyone wishing to speak on this ordinance, please raise your hand, come to the microphone, and state your name and address for the record.
Seeing none, move to close public comment.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Move the ordinance on final? Second?
Motion was made by Councilwoman Maruka, seconded by Councilwoman Yurick. Councilwoman Maruka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick?
Yes.
Councilman Kubel?
Yes.
Councilman Roderick?
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach?
Yes.
Council Vice President Hill?
Yes.
Council President Whitman?
Yes.
Next is the consent agenda. All matters listed under item consent agenda will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired on any item, that item will be considered separately.
A is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing refund of overpayment of taxes to various properties. B is a resolution of Township Council certifying entitlement of a 100% disabled veteran status and providing that property taxes be canceled and/or refunded. C is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing an award of an open-ended contract for the replacement of curbs and sidewalks at various locations to Suffolk Recycling as the lowest responsible bidder, meeting all of the bid specifications. D is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing an award of an open-ended contract for the supply of pool chemicals for Snug Harbor Pool to W.R. Newman Company Incorporated, doing business as Miracle Chemical Company, as the sole bidder, meeting all the bid specifications. E is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing award of an open-ended contract to Interborough Packaging Corporation, Central Poly Bag Corporation, and Glowpack Corporation as the lowest bidders, meeting all the bid specifications for the supply of polyliners. F is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing the IT Department and Purchasing Division to dispose of IT equipment which are no longer needed for public use, not usable by the township or suitable for auction, and should be disposed of by recycling with the township's electronics pursuant to NJSA 48:11-36. G is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing the disposal of Department of Public Works equipment which is no longer needed for public use, not usable by township or suitable for auction, and should be disposed of by recycling pursuant to NJSA 48:11-36. H is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing the purchase of 3 Hamilton sorter modules for the Police Department from Garden State Office Supply and Equipment, who provided the lowest quote and the total contract amount not to exceed $7,115, making the total purchases from this vendor exceed $17,500 over the last 12 months. I is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing a contract with All American Ford for the purchase of 2 Ford F-250 pickup trucks for the Department of Parks, Buildings and Grounds and Code Enforcement for the Ocean County Cooperative Pricing System bid number B2018-175 in the amount not to exceed $87,236. J is a resolution of the Township Council amending budget revenues and appropriations for the 2019 Ocean County Senior Center grant. K is an amendment to the resolution of the Township Council adopted December 11, 2018 to add 3 additional ice skating instructors for a total maximum amount not to exceed $7,000. L is a resolution of the Township Council accepting a $149,999.80 grant to the Toms River Police Department from the New Jersey Office of the Attorney General to create a 24/7 opioid response team for the grant period commencing October 1st, 2017 through June 30th, 2021. M is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing the Purchasing Division to advertise and receive sealed bids for resurfacing of the main pool and installation of lane lines at Snug Harbor Pool. N is a resolution of the Township Council imposing charges incurred under Section 3 of the 2006 International Property Maintenance Code as a lien on real property and directing the tax collector to collect these costs and impose interest on unpaid costs in the same manner as provided for in the collection of real estate taxes in the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey. O is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing the mayor to execute and the Township Clerk to attest to a master license agreement for use of public rights of way in connection with wireless communications facilities. P is a resolution of the Township Council accepting performance guarantees for a minor subdivision known as Block 1105.14, lots 2 and 27 at 3191 Route 35 North. Q is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing the mayor to send notice to Haven Beat the Streets Incorporated that the Code Blue agreement will not be renewed. R is a resolution of the Township Council authorizing the mayor to execute and the Township Clerk to attest to an agreement between the Township of Toms River and Just Believe Incorporated, a nonprofit corporation for Code Blue services, contingent to Just Believe Incorporated first signing of the proposed agreement. And S is a resolution approving a taxi driver company in accordance with Chapter 457 of the Township Code.
Any of the council members like to have any items discussed separately or removed? Any members of the public like to have any items discussed separately? Yes, ma'am, which item? Oh, okay. Anyone else?
Move the remaining items.
Second.
The balance of the agenda, with the exception of item O, moved by Councilman Kubel, seconded by Councilwoman Yurick. Councilman Kubel.
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick.
Yes.
Councilwoman Maruka.
Yes.
Councilman Roderick.
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach.
Yes.
Council Vice President Hill.
Yes.
Council President Whitman.
Yes. Ma'am, would you like to come forward and state your name and address for the record and ask your question on O?
I'm Mary Ann Wallace. I live on 1 2nd Avenue in Ortley Beach, and I represent the Ortley Beach Voters and Taxpayers Association. We have a question about this item because telephone poles are springing up around the barrier island, and they're very tall and obstructive. What is the process for deciding where these poles will go? And I assume this is for 5G service? Is that what this is?
I don't know if it's additional poles. I think it's the use of the existing poles, so I'll ask the township engineer to come forward and explain it to you.
I'm going to do my best, but defer to the township attorney as well. It's my understanding that the township is somewhat limited in what we can do with these poles for 5G and also for enhanced LTE 4G service. We do have a process where the carriers, I think Crown Castle was one of them, they come in, they have, the most important thing we require is co-location, so they're on the same pole. Unfortunately, the township's electric provider, JCP&L, has been, for lack of a better word, fighting that and has caused the carrier to install additional poles. If that situation occurs, there is a public process where I believe it goes to the planning board, and then that basically has a, for lack of a better word, a mini site plan hearing, so the public can look at the application and make comments. But we are somewhat limited in what we're allowed to do under the, I believe it's FCC regulations.
Thank you. Can you ask through the microphone, through the chair?
Do you have any idea how many of these are fit that category of having to have a separate pole?
There were two batches that came in. Crown Castle, I believe, came in on the mainland first, and I forget, there was a group on the barrier island, I forget the name of the firm. We did whittle down about, maybe out of 30 of them, about 10 of them we were able to get to put on Bell telephone poles or Verizon poles. They're more willing to co-locate. I believe it was about 17 or 18 new poles on the Crown Castle application. I don't know if the board has heard all the ones on the island yet.
Well, we can get you that number. If you leave your name with the clerk, we'll get you the number, exact number if you're interested. You're welcome. Okay. Can we have a vote on item O?
Motion for item O?
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Maruka, seconded by Councilman Turnbach. Councilwoman Maruka.
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach.
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick.
Yes.
Councilman Kubel.
Yes.
Councilman Roderick.
Yes.
Council Vice President Hill.
Yes.
Council President Whitman.
Yes.
Next, we have the reports. For the Bailey Golf Course for the month of August in 2019, $186,130.69 as opposed to 2018, $164,205.02. The Bailey Golf Course for the year-to-date through August of 2019, $895,270.49 as compared to now in 2018, $856,010.60. The Winding River Ice Rink for the month of August of 2019, $42,788 as compared to now in 2018, $30,868.98. The Winding River Ice Rink year-to-date through August of 2019, $544,592.72 as compared to 2018 year-to-date, $529,564.07. The building permits for the month of August 2019 at $210,353 as compared to 2018 at $356,950. The building permits year-to-date through August of 2019, $1,804,219 as compared to 2018 at $1,709,413. Beach badges year-to-date through August for 2019 at $533,403 as compared to last year, 2018, at $438,563. And the pool badges year-to-date through August of 2019 at $105,940 as compared to 2018 at $94,363.
Move the reports into the record.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Kubel, seconded by Councilman Turnbach. Councilman Kubel.
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach.
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick.
Yes.
Councilwoman Maruka.
Yes.
Councilman Roderick.
Yes.
Council Vice President Hill.
Yes.
Council President Whitman.
Yes.
Next, we have the bills.
Move the bills. Second.
Motion made by Councilman Turnbuck, second by Councilman Kubel. Councilman Turnbuck?
Abstain from PO 19-04937, payable to magistrates. Also abstain from PO 19-04574, payable to law offices of Bonnie Peterson. Ms. Peterson's a municipal prosecutor in many municipalities here in Ocean County. I have a conflict with both of those. Yes to the balance.
Councilman Kubel?
Abstain to PO 19-05121, payable to the Board of Fire Commissioners, and PO 19-00967, payable to Vet Corps of Toms River LLC. I have a conflict. Yes to the balance.
Councilwoman Yurick?
Abstain from PO 19-00619, payable to Borough of Lavallette. PO 19-00248, payable to Remington and Vernick. And PO 19-04937, line 19, only as it pertains to recreation salaries. Yes to the balance.
Councilwoman Maruka?
Abstain to PO 19-05097, payable to NJMVC. I have a conflict. Yes to the balance.
Councilman Roderick?
I have no conflicts. I vote yes.
Council Vice President Hill?
Yes, with the following abstentions: 19-02203, payable to the Ocean County Board of Health; 19-04756; 19-04757; 19-04758; 19-04760; and 19-04766, payable to Owen Little Associates. I have conflict. Yes to the balance.
And Council President Whitman?
Yes.
Next, we have the elected officials' comments.
Mayor Kelleher, do you have any comments this evening?
Yes, that a number of council folks and myself attended Huddy Park a week ago Sunday for the Toms River United multicultural program that our police chief has put together, and I think it was a successful event, and it's a big step in the right direction to let all of our residents learn to live with each other and understand each other's customs. So the chief deserves a lot of credit for it. It was well done, and that's just one of the beginnings of what I think going forward is going to be a worthwhile program. And just to remind everybody, tomorrow morning our fire department has their 9/11 ceremony by the fire statue right out here on the corner in front of the town hall at 8:30. That's it.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Turnbuck?
Thank you, Council President. I just want to thank Haven Beats the Streets Incorporated for their work with Code Blue and welcome in Just Believe Inc. A lot of members of the Haven Beats the Street team and Toms River are going to be working with Just Believe Inc. and should be a seamless transition into our Code Blue program. It starts in November, which really unbelievably is right around the corner. Anytime Code Blue is raised, I'm going to take the opportunity to respectfully urge our Board of Chosen Freeholders to consider passing a resolution creating a homelessness trust fund here in Ocean County. 12 other counties in the state of New Jersey have passed this trust fund. It's an opportunity that's been available since 2009 and can really raise funds to provide money to Code Blue and to provide money to those who need it most. I want to echo our mayor's comments with regard to Toms River United. I want to thank Councilwoman Hurek, Chief Little, Colin Lewis, and Nick Zorju, who really steered this program and put it together. It was really an excellent demonstration of something that we all know, that anyone that resides here in Toms River is welcome. It was interesting to learn about the different customs, the different religions, and really was a strong symbol of inclusivity. That's all I have. Thank you.
Councilwoman Maruka?
Thank you, Council President. I did attend the event at Huddy Park on Labor Day, and it was impressive to see all the groups that came together. But you know, it was really impressive. It was to see that members from all walks of life of our community came out to get educated about our fellow neighbors and how we can make Toms River even a better place to live, work, and play. And that was wonderful. And again, congratulations to the Chief, Lori, and the rest of the committee that worked on that. Also, Councilman Turnbuck had talked a little bit about the Code Blue program. I believe they're having a volunteer meeting that's next Monday night. So I know they're looking for volunteers on that, and Haven Beats the Streets did a wonderful job, and I think it's going to be continue, like you said, seamless into the transition with Just Believe. And that's all I really have this evening.
Thank you. Councilwoman Yurick?
So just to echo all the sentiments about the TR United event, that, you know, up to about a month and a half before it happened, we were kind of like, the committee was, you know, worried, is this really going to happen? Because just getting all the tables together and the food vendors and things, and then in the last 2 or 3 weeks, it just really coalesced, and it was successful beyond our wildest dreams. We had 200 passports for kids. We ran out in the first half hour. And it wasn't just kids who wanted the passports to go around and get information from the different booths. We had 14 tables, but it was adults who also were really interested in finding out about other cultures and religions in town. And it was just really a great day. So we have more festivals coming up. We took a break in September, I guess, for school, but back to school. But on October 5th, we have the Silverton Fire Department Annual Fall Festival that is kicked off with their poker run at 9 a.m. And then the festival is from 11 to 6 at the fire department. And then the Green Fair Maker Fest is at Toms River High School North this year, and that's on October 12th from 9 to 5. And then we have the Harvest Fest, which is right here on Washington Street, and that's run by the BID, and that'll be October 19th from 11:30 to 5. So we have something every Saturday, for the first 3 Saturdays in October. So come on out. That's it.
Thank you. Councilman Cabell.
No further comments, sir.
Councilman Roderick.
I'd just like to congratulate all of the retirees in the police department and our promotions and new hires. I want to wish them all well in retirement and on the job.
Anything else?
Nothing else.
Councilman Hill.
Thank you, Council President. I've received a number of calls from senior residents regarding a bill that was passed in the Senate, S-2425. It gives Trenton certain powers over the homeowners association, and it's particularly concerning for the senior communities as they value their autonomy and really don't want Trenton to be interfering in the local affairs. And I tend to agree with them. I think based on Trenton's record, with the way they've treated Ocean County in particular, Toms River, that I would be skeptical about having Trenton decide my homeowners association. So I'm going to suggest that maybe the next meeting we look at possibly getting a resolution in opposition to this. It's been passed by the Senate, but it hasn't come before the Assembly yet. And I know there's been a lot of concern from the Holiday Cities, Greenbrier, Lake Ridge. Received a number of calls from the community. So I think we should consider taking a position in opposition to that. And again, I want to thank Lori for the work she did on TR United and the chief. It was a great day, beautiful weather. The weather held off. There was some question, but it was beautiful. And as Lori said, the passports were a big hit, not only with the kids but the adults. I think they made some up, didn't they? Make other ones up.
Yep.
They had
They
to kind of
actually
do
got
it on the
paper and
fly.
folded
You know,
it up.
They cut paper up, and the kids went around to each booth, and you got a sticker if you went to each booth. So it was a nice event. I think something that we'll be doing going forward. And again, I echo Councilman Roderick's sentiments on the promotion of our officers and then young officers we have, and also congratulations to our retirees. Wish them a long, healthy, happy retirement. That's all I have.
Thank you. I'd like to echo the comments on Toms River United. I thought it was an excellent event. I attended with my wife, and I felt that it was very well attended. I thought the food was great, and I really was impressed with the way the community coalesced around that, Lori. So I think you did a great job putting that together with the chief. There was plenty of activities, and I think it's nice when various residents of the town that might not be exposed to different cultures are exposed to different cultures and get a chance to see how other people feel about their religion or their ethnic backgrounds or whatever. And I think it's important that coalesce and come together. So I thought that was really nice. I had the opportunity to attend the Hope Sheds Light event in Seaside, and I thought that was a well-run event. That was on last Saturday. And, you hear the stories that go out from the speakers, and it's really heartbreaking in some cases to hear the stories and see the struggles that these families go through, and yet they're persevering through it and trying to work through their difficulties. And it was I think, a good fundraiser. They had a lot of folks participate, and that's what's important, is to get the word out and explain, some of the horrors that we face with this opioid crisis. So I think it's important that we have groups like that to bring that forward. With that, I'd like to...
Council President, can I just...
Excuse me?
One more thing, can I add one other thing?
Sure.
This Saturday is the Semper Fi Run, which supports the Marine Raider Fund. They're going to start that in Seaside Heights. I forgot to mention that. I apologize. The mayor, I know, is a big contributor. He's there every year, and it's a well-run event by Dr. Frank Costello. They've raised in the neighborhood of $30,000 to $35,000 yearly, and that all goes to support the wounded Marine Raiders. So that starts Saturday. I think the kickoff's probably, 9 o'clock the race starts? They have a 1-mile fun run and then a 5K run. So if you have the opportunity to stop over, again, it's another good community event. I apologize, I forgot about mentioning it. Thank you, Council President.
With that, I'll open up the meeting for public comment. Anyone wishing to speak, please come to the microphone. State your name and address for the record. Pat?
Pat Klaslow, Ortley Beach. One of the things, and I don't know if it can be done or not, but there's a lot of things, on Veterans Day, things like that. A lot of us work and we can't take off from work. I've lost several friends on 9/11, and I would like to go someplace for a tribute to the people that have passed away. So isn't there a way we can do something possibly at night just to see what the turnout would be, if it would be different, and then make adjustments for that? I know years ago Lavalette had it up at the beach and things like that, which was a really nice turnout. Like I said, I'm a teacher. I really don't like taking time off from school, but I would like to attend some of these things. So if we can possibly do it at night, give it as a trial basis, I think that might be something we want to look into, because I'm sure it's not just me. There's other people too.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak? Yes, sir? Well, can you help them out with the microphone, or we can give you the microphone so you don't have to come forward. Please state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Jerry Boyko from Toms River, New Jersey. I haven't been here in a couple of months. The last time I was here, I brought up the ShopRite parking lot, as well as the favorite strip mall on Route 37 in Toms River, about restriping of the parking lot. ShopRite was done more recently, a year and a half, 2 years ago. So, the favorites was done a couple of years ago. Each parking lot was done incorrectly. ShopRite, if you count all the parking spaces, should have more handicap spaces. And favorites has it's a strip mall with, besides Favorite, there's about 5 or 6 other businesses there. They have a handicap van accessible parking on one end of the parking lot, which is done correctly with 11-foot access aisle, so I could drop, or anyone else that has a ramp that could drop there, which is wonderful. But the rest of the parking lot was done correctly. I brought this up a couple of months ago. I was hoping that something would be done, and recently I went to have my scooter repaired at a place called Community Surgical Supply Repair Place. It's on Route 37 in Toms River. And when I pulled in to my left, I was very happy to see that the 3 previous handicap parking spaces were changed to 2 handicap van accessible spaces with an 11-foot access aisle, which allowed me to drop my ramp down and bring my scooter out. The only problem was the handicap spaces further down were done incorrectly. Handicap spaces across from those spaces were done incorrectly. So it tells me that since I was here the last time and previous times, that the department, who's ever in charge of it, either hasn't been told about the mistakes, and it seems like no one is bothering to correct the issue. Now, I spoke to the attorney recently who represents Walmart. The positive so far has been that he indicated to me that Tom's River approved the restriping of that parking lot on 37 in Walmart. They're in the process of trying to find a contractor to do that work. But in the meantime, restriping of parking lots is part of the federal and state laws, and it's not being adhered to. And my question is, who's responsible of taking care of that? Who is following up on it because it's not being done properly?
Well, sir, you've been at the meeting a number of times, and we explained to you that although you might think that they're illegal, we haven't been able to make that determination. So you're telling us that it's illegal, and yet what I explained to you was at the ShopRite as one case, and in other cases the other numbers, locations you cited, had a site plan that was approved, and those parking spaces were installed in accordance with the approved site plan. And so, unless there's a change in the site use at the site, or they come in for an addition or whatever, those parking spaces and the number that are there are part of the site plan that was approved by the planning board. And so,
You're talking about ShopRite. What about the parking?
well, again, speak into the microphone, please, if you have a question.
Sorry.
Because so the public can hear. You have the microphone in your hand. Right there. It's in your hand.
Right in my hand. I didn't have my coffee this morning, but that shouldn't matter. Okay, so you're talking about ShopRite. What about Favorites Strip Mall?
Well, we can look at that, but I don't, unless it's changed, and I'm not familiar with Favorites Mall or when it was, the site plan was approved, but we certainly can take a look at that. That's the first time you brought that forward, so I'm.
No, I sent you a list, and I brought it up to you
All right,
last
I
time I
don't-
was
you
here.
said I don't have the list, but I can tell you that our professionals, Mr. Shinkalian and others who's here, can tell you the same thing I'm telling you, that unless there's a site plan change, and when they install those spots and they do stripe the parking lot, that's part of the approval from the planning board or the Board of Adjustment. And so that we just don't go in and require the owners of those shopping centers to make changes to the parking lot on the advice that you bring to us and say that it's illegal, because they're inspected as part of the site plan, and they measure things like the size of the space, the number of spaces, the width between the aisles, and so on, and they're in conformance with the site plan unless we hear otherwise. And so that's why we have a planning board and inspectors in the engineering department to look at all that. So I'm not aware of any situation where we've come back and inspected the work and said it was illegal. Bob, can you elaborate?
Well, according to the Guide to Accessible Parking,
Again, sir, please, I'm asking Mr. Shinkellen to explain it. You bring that
Sorry.
guide forward, but, again, there's regulations that we follow.
Councilman Whitman, you're absolutely correct. Whenever we inspect a site, it's per the planning board approval, which is based on the regulations in effect at that time. As the ADA regulations change, for instance, every time the building code changes, you don't rewire your house or replumb your house. You're grandfathered in to the code at that time. So I really don't have anything to add other than what you said. You're absolutely correct. Unless they change the site plan, we're bound by their approval.
All right, thank you.
there's no such law about being grandfathered in.
Sorry.
In all due respect.
We're not trying to argue with you. We're just explaining to you your question. Your time is up unless you have, at this point.
No, I just want to have
there's
one
not much
final
more-
statement. According to the Guide to Accessible Parking and the federal laws, this and the federal laws are what's supposed to be followed.
All right, thank
There
you.
is no
All right,
grandfathering. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Anyone else wishing to speak? Yes. Please state your name and address for the record.
Okay, I'm Julie Adamek, 69 Cedar Grove Road in Toms River. And I just wanted to be able to give you a handout so that you can see what I'm talking about.
If you would hand that to the township clerk, she'll distribute it.
Okay, the reason that I came here today was just to bring to the town council's attention the situation that's been created on Cedar Grove Road in Toms River. And it relates to St. Joseph Cemetery in Toms River that is in that neighborhood, expanding into the residential neighborhood. They purchased a lot that had a house on it. And that lot was deemed, always had been deemed R90. It was strictly residential. But presently what we have, there was a Board of Adjustment meeting back in November. There was a resolution, and the situation that we have now is that the site plan was incorrect. The implementation of the resolution is faulty, and there are deficiencies, and there's deviations from the written resolution. There's overgrown weeds, there's temporary plastic that was erected to try to keep the debris out of the street. That's falling down, it's strewn all over the lot. There's a 5-gallon container of oil sitting out the front of the lot. There's stagnant rainwater sitting at the front breeding mosquitoes. And there was supposed to be a 6-foot-high screening buffer along Cedar Grove Road, and that is just ludicrous. Not only, if you look at the picture, you'll see that there is no screening and buffer across from the house that I own, but the plantings that were put in are totally incorrect. They don't match the resolution that was done by the board in November of 2018. So I guess my question as a taxpayer at this point, I've spoken to a number of officials at Town Hall about this. My question is, as a taxpayer, what exactly is the point of the Board of Adjustments? If you have a site plan that's submitted and it does not adhere to the resolution, and the resolution is not followed, what's the point of the entire Board of Adjustments? I mean, it does not make...
I think you sent an email on this question, and it was forwarded to Councilman Turnback, and I also received a copy from Councilman Turnback. And what we did is we went back to the professionals and asked them, does the site plan match the resolution of approval from December of 2018? Because the resolution is what would govern. And we found out that there was a discrepancy in the site plan, as you indicated, where some trees were not planted that were supposed to be planted. And so my understanding is that the site plan has been amended in accordance to comport to the resolution of approval from December of 2018, and the town is going to go back to the applicant and require them to comply with the resolution and whatever is supposed to be on that site plan, and they'll have to adhere to that. So although it might have been an error, they're going to correct it, and they're required under the law to adhere to that site plan and that resolution of approval, and we're in the process of making sure that that happens. So that's the point of it, that you brought it to our attention, we're addressing it, and we will fix it.
Okay, what time frame are we talking about?
Well, it's going to be soon, because they've already amended the site plan. From my understanding, they amended it from the last meeting, and they're going to go back to the applicant and require them to do that. And so it could be a couple weeks, I don't know, a month, whatever it's going to be, but they're going to have to comply to it, and they're not going. They put a bond up, so they're not going to be able to release their performance bond until they comply with the resolution of approval. So, and if they fail to do that, then the next remedy is the town would go and take the bond and hire somebody else to do that. We hope that doesn't happen, but that's the next step. Okay?
Okay, so, I mean, because you can see from the picture clearly.
No, there's no question.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not like we got the email this week, I think it was, or the end of last week, Thursday, and we've already looked into it, and you're right that they didn't comply with the resolution.
Right.
Okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else?
Seeing none, move to close public comment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Motion to go into executive?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Whereas Section 8 of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances to discuss matters requiring confidentiality and/or of a privileged nature, and whereas the Township Council is of the opinion that such circumstances presently exist, Now therefore be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Toms River in the County of Ocean, State of New Jersey as follows. The Township Council will now conduct a private executive session. The general nature of the subject matter to be discussed and or acted upon is as follows. Matters of personnel, matters of litigation, land acquisitions, and contract negotiations. The following specific items to be discussed and or acted upon are as follows. The executive session minutes review of August 27, 2019. Personnel issues of the Township Clerk's Office and Administration. Review of status of all real property acquisitions, both voluntary and eminent domain actions. Review of Township Development Council of Downtown Projects and the Lipschitz Hecht versus Toms River litigation. It is anticipated that the deliberations conducted in closed session may be disclosed to the public upon the determination of the Township Council that the public interest will no longer be served by such confidentiality. It was moved to go into executive session. Motion made by Councilwoman Maruka, seconded by Councilman Turnbach, with all in favor at 7:27 p.m. Do I have a motion to go back into public session? All in favor? Executive session minutes of August 27, 2019. All in favor? All in favor?